Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Mike, and thanks for jumping on here with me this morning. Are you running your business like a business? And you might hear me say this a lot, but it's a serious question. Look, if your goal is to close 10 plus transactions this year, then you're talking about a six-figure income to you. And that's a legitimate full-time business. Now, if your goal is to close less than 10 transactions, that's fine. You might be able to get away with that in a part-time, working from home manner. You might. But if you're trying to close more than 10, you won't be able to. That's a legitimate full-time business. The calls this week, if you're trying to do less than 10, the calls this week might not be for you. Now, you're welcome to stay on, but I'm not specifically speaking to agents whose goals are to close less than 10 transaction sides in a year. I'm not speaking to them this week. I'm speaking specifically towards those of you that are trying to close more than 10. For you, it becomes absolutely critical that you run your business like a business, not like a part-time hobby. This is where part of the conflict comes in. I have full-time expectations. I want full-time money. I'm running a part-time schedule. If you're trying to do more than 10 a year and you run it like that, you run it like a part-time hobby, you're going to run into frustration and conflict. We're going to run this like a business. Not in the most convenient and comfortable manner you can imagine. That's for the less than 10 crowd. They can get away with that. For you, you'll need a plan and you're going to need systems. So each morning this week, I'm going to focus on a key part of running your business like a business. And today I want to start with the most fundamental key part. And you can resist this as long as you want to, but you're going to find it very hard to run your business, close more than 10 transaction sides in a year, and have the personal life that you imagine. You're going to find it very hard, but you keep pounding your head into that brick wall, I guess, as long as you need to, okay? A written weekly schedule, it's critical, it's non-negotiable. Failure to do this will keep you from getting what you say is important. There's no doubt in my mind. This is the most fundamental part of your business. A written weekly schedule. Not making it up every day, not winging it, not playing it by feel. You can't do that and close more than 10 transaction sides a year unless you compromise important things in your personal life. Okay? So, some key concepts to this. All waking hours on all days. Yes, all 7 days. Now, am I telling you you should work all 7 days? Of course I'm not telling you that. That's ridiculous. But the schedule's not just for your business. The schedule's for you and your personal life and the people that are important to you as well. So your schedule should be all 7 days, all waking hours. Okay? I want you to put your personal life into the schedule first. It should be blank. Now you put the commitments that you have in your personal life, you put them into the schedule first. That's the advantage of being self-employed has for you. Not that you get to do whatever the hell you want to do whenever you want to do it. That's for the less than 10 crowd. For the over 10 crowd, it doesn't mean that. But it does mean that you can make your personal life a priority still, and you can put your business in around it. I believe that you can. Matter of fact, I know you can. So, all waking hours, all days. Put your personal life in there first. Then put your business in. When you're putting your business into your schedule, I want you to treat all activities. Now, activities are business generating activities. Some of you might call that prospecting. Some of you might call it marketing. I don't really care what you call it. But you know these activities that if you don't do them, you won't have any customers? right? You won't have to worry about your administrative time and returning calls and negotiating contracts, because you aren't going to have any of that, because you didn't do those business building activities every day. Put those in first. Plan your administrative time. I have a lot of administrative duties in my job too. I don't just do them whenever an email comes in or somebody calls me. I have scheduled time every day that I focus on that. And because it's real estate and it's not a hospital, which means nobody's going to die today, almost nothing we touch during the course of the year is urgent. Now, there's a lot of important things that come in, but whether I do them right now or I do them 2 or 3 hours from now rarely makes much of a difference. Nothing's urgent. We like to make it urgent, but it's not really. Okay, so you've got the schedule, right? All 7 days of the week, all waking hours. You put your personal commitments in there first. Now, your marketing, your prospecting, you're putting that in there next, right? And then you're going to add in your administrative time. What time today are you going to respond to phone calls and emails and text? Oh, I know. A lot of you say, well, whenever they come in. Well, get ready to not achieve your goals then. Have designated times built into your schedule. Try hard to stick to the schedule. Failure to stick to the schedule as closely as you can. Now look, we can't be in search of perfect. You're never going to have the perfect day that works just as you designed it, but you're trying. Failure to consistently prepare and stick to the weekly schedule is going to keep you from achieving your goals. And for a lot of you, you're sitting here at the end of July going, well, I'm so far behind on the goals that I set for this year. I feel like I want to give up. And I say, I wouldn't give up. You still have almost half the year left to go. But the reason you're in that place, the reason you're behind, is because you missed this first critical step. I mean, really, ask yourself, so far this year, the first almost 7 months of this year, how consistent have you been each week in preparing a written weekly schedule? How consistent have you been in sticking to that schedule? If you don't like the answer to that, well then cut that shit out. And starting today, get back on track with it. Try hard to trust and follow the schedule. You built this schedule every week knowing when you build it that if I stick to this pretty closely, and I rinse and repeat every week, I'm going to get to wherever it is I want to go. You know that. Trust it. Lean into it. Follow it. And my final tip for you this morning on your weekly schedule is come sit down and review it with me. Because here's all I want for you. I want what you say you want and what you do every day to mirror each other. But you say what you want. I don't say it for you. I'm not saying you should be in the over 10 crowd. Perhaps you're in a life situation right now where you're in the under 10 crowd. That's fine. That's your life. If you're in the under 10 crowd, I'm sorry, but this week's not going to be that relevant to you. The over 10 crowd, what you say you want and what you do every week have to mirror each other. And I can help you with that if you'll come in, sit down and talk to me about it. Share it with me. Let's make sure that your level of activity and your goals are holding hands together. And if you did, what do you think? Would you be going out and making it happen for yourself?